What the you mean?
They cannot resuscitate him. That's what the mean.
There are plenty of twisted and sinister people hiding in plain sight. You might not even know it when a killer walks right by you in broad daylight. But in these cases, their dark intentions are made crystal clear because it's all captured on film for the world to see. And what do these disturbing killers have to show you? Well, it might make you sick to your stomach.
Какая дверь?
Criminals rarely cooperate so openly in police investigations, but this particular killer is more than willing to reenact his crime for the officers. In a chilling video clip, he meticulously recreates his brutal act in front of the detectives, down to the exact motion he used to stab his victim.
И вот там, короче, был нож. Я вот так хватаю его за плечо и прям вот так.
Бери, хватай за плечо.
Да,
хватай за плечо
за
медленно.
Realizing that he did this to an actual person, not a test dummy, makes watching the footage deeply unsettling. His calm voice and composed demeanor almost feel as if he's providing a tutorial of his actions. This is a true blink and you'll miss it incident. On January 4th, 2019, a tragedy unfolded during a journey from Guildford to London. In a span of only 25 seconds, Lee Pomeroy was stabbed 18 times by Darren Pensil after a disagreement rapidly escalated far beyond mere physical confrontation. Khalid Farah was shot at close range with a shotgun while sitting in a rental car on November 11, 2017. The incident took place in Southall, West London, where two men arrived armed, shot Khalid twice, and then quickly fled the scene in a Tiguan, making their escape.
I just put a picture in the chat as well.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Hands out! Hands out! Hands out on your stomach! On your stomach!
In this police body cam footage, officers are caught in the middle of an intense chase. When the officer realizes the suspect is cornered, he stops his car and continues the pursuit on foot, eventually catching and pinning the man to the ground.
Chill, I'm not resisting. Let me get on my back. 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 Let me get on my back.
No.
Let me get on my back, bro. Let me get on my back. I got it. 5576, where's that one? Well, he's in custody. Oh, it's not him. Damn, bro, y'all done wrestling me down. Damn.
the suspect had been accused of fatally shooting a man just moments earlier. Yet, despite this serious crime, he asked the police to chill, as if he hadn't just committed multiple felonies, possibly including murder.
I know a girl called me. A girl called me.
Sure, shit, yeah.
How the fuck put up on me and a girl just called me? What the hell? A girl called me and said, stay right there. Yeah. I call the phone.
No.
What the hell? Who that bag from?
You threw it down. You threw it down. Well, that's weird. 'Cause that's you, right? Oh, look, Cameron Deal. We're looking for you.
I just ain't got a job yet.
Okay. Well, you're going to be late. You're under arrest.
In this CCTV footage, 15-year-old Ike Souza, arrested for murder, is seen escaping from Orange County Juvenile Hall. The video captures his apparent confusion about how he managed to get out, as he looks around, seemingly dazed and uncertain of his next move or how long he'll be able to remain free. In similar security camera footage, murder suspect Eddie Villalobos, who was on trial at the Oregon courthouse, is seen attempting his carefully planned escape just moments after being freed from his shackles. Villalobos, facing a second-degree murder charge for a 2021 stabbing that claimed the life of a 33-year-old man, tried to deceive the officers and security staff by stepping towards his seat and even pulling out the chair as if to sit before suddenly sprinting towards the exit. This surprise tactic seemed to work in his favor, as CCTV footage shows Eddie successfully making it out of the courthouse. This led to a 2-hour manhunt, with the murder suspect on the loose and roaming free. In this heartbreaking footage, Joanne Rand is seen desperately trying to soothe the searing pain on her face after 19-year-old General Webster splashed a corrosive substance over her body. The liquid, sulfuric acid, was in General's hands during a dispute with a nearby stranger over a bicycle. As the argument escalated, the stranger knocked the acid container from General's hand, causing it to spill onto Joanne. General immediately fled the scene on a bicycle. Tragically, Joanne was pronounced dead 11 days later due to multiple organ failures caused by severe burns. Killers often experience a psychotic break or meltdown leading up to their crimes, and this video captures exactly what happens to a murderer moments before reaching the point of no return. On March 7, 2016, this footage of Chavez Sanchez McGregor shows him in the midst of a severe breakdown. He has since been sentenced to 21 years for the abuse and death of his partner's 2-year-old child, Jeremiah Regis. But this video reveals just how unhinged he was and how capable he was of committing such a horrific act. In this intense police body cam footage, an officer engages in a chaotic foot chase inside a Walmart as two suspects dash through the aisles after being confronted by police moments earlier. One of them faces a murder charge.
Turn around! Can I get my cousin my phone, please? Can I get my cousin my money?
Don't move! Don't move!
Female custody, we're in the third department.
The chase captures officers quartering the female suspect in the tire aisle, ultimately taking her into custody.
Can I get my cousin's keys?
No.
Hold on. On you? Yeah, that's all I got to. What do you got on you? What do you have on you? Nothing. I'm talking about my money. That's what I'm asking about.
Don't move.
I don't got nothing.
Cover that door! Cover that door! Get on the ground. On the ground! On the ground now! Right now. On your belly! On your belly! Hands behind your back!
The male suspect was also apprehended shortly afterward as he neared the store's exit, where he was met by a substantial police presence.
I'm just a female at work right now.
All right, you want to put him in here?
Copy.
Do you have anything on you? Any weapons, any drugs?
I'm putting this
All
down
right.
front, Jose.
All right. Where's the money at? Don't reach, don't reach.
Don't reach for anything, dude.
Copy 1746.
You got weed on you? I can smell it.
I ain't got weed on me.
You got it somewhere. So will I. Boys now, girls. The rightful ones. How it's meant to be. Watch this. Watch. Jesus Christ. I'll shut you up with a eyesight I've got. Hey, don't need this. Come on, let's go, bro. Let's go. Now you taught me to drive. Watch me go now. Hey. Hey, please, don't go. Oh, you're helping me. Good, keep it going. Cause it's Good Friday. And you know what? You're tough getting rid of all that crap.
In this terrifying dashcam footage, a man appears to be unraveling mentally as he speeds down the road in a stolen car, shouting curses and other obscenities while driving erratically. At several points in the video, he claims to be Jesus and a descendant of God, adding to the apparent display of his instability. While speeding down the road, he loses control and crashes into an elderly man, tragically ending his life on impact.
Get him out! Oh, die! Oh, get him out! Oh, no! Do not move! Get him out! Get him out!
Attempting to escape police capture, the man then rammed into multiple police vehicles and endangered countless pedestrians with his reckless, dangerous driving. You never know when danger will strike, and this incident is a prime example. A group of friends was enjoying themselves, dancing in a gas station parking lot on Coney Island Avenue, when suddenly a man dressed in all black emerged from a nearby Bola market and began picking a fight with them. In the CCTV footage, the man and the group are seen locked in a heated exchange. Tensions escalate to the point where others attempt to hold the man back, but the situation reaches a boiling point, leading the man to stab one of the group members, tragically ending his life.
He was just a fun, loving, beautiful person, like energetic. He's very protective of his family. Like all he promoted was just love. This circumstance is like ridiculous. Like he wasn't a part of no gangs. Like he was out here, it was a night of fun. This is how like the night just ended up, which was him, passing away.
Dude, you don't even see what's going to come out of his house. He looks like he's not eaten in a month.
So long story short, last night, 8 p.m., kid was put to bed by mom. She's been up. No one's checked on him since she called at like 2, whenever this came in, 2, whatever. She called for him, didn't hear from him, went upstairs, didn't hear from him, went in his room, unresponsive, cold. She puts him in the bathtub because he's cold. Maybe they'll and then calls us. He was last seen at 8 p.m. when he went to bed. She's been up for a while. Dad left at 6 a.m., didn't check on him, took the other son to work with him. She went to go check on him a little bit ago before she called. Called for him, he didn't answer.
She's been gone all day?
No, she's been here, I'm sorry. She's been here.
But he's just been in his bedroom or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
She called for him, didn't hear anything, so she went to go check on him. Went in the room, he was unresponsive, cold to the touch, so because he was cold, she put him in the bathtub, tried to warm him up. The guy with the blue shirt on is a co-worker who came with Dad. Their other son lives here as well, but Dad took the other son to work with him, and he is still at work, to my understanding. I haven't confirmed that. Jake and I had a standby with them and Dad's mom last year. Or Nate. And she went on vacation for a couple weeks. Well,
So
she
now
left
he's
the kids
here.
with him. She came back to get the kids. It was some dispute of, we've had him, you haven't been here, blah, blah, blah. Jake has a report in there, documented all of that. She's trying to tell me today that grandma wanted nothing to do with the kids, but that's not the case that I know.
Is there anything that looks suspicious going on?
In March 2022, following a distressing 911 call from 2 parents reporting their son as cold and lifeless, police rushed into a home in Illinois, where they discovered that a child named Navin Jones had tragically died after enduring severe neglect inflicted by his parents.
I'm sorry to have to tell you, but through all our efforts, there's nothing that we can do further.
Oh my God.
Do you guys have time? Just call him now.
he needed to be seen.
You guys are putting all your business out in front of everybody like that.
That his behavior was not normal.
During their investigation, Peoria police uncovered a note that read, "Don't give Navin any food or drink. Don't let him out of the room." In the body cam footage, a distressed Stephanie Jones, Navin's mother, can be seen yelling at her partner, Brendan Walker, as they realize their son is beyond saving. The criminal underworld is treacherous, and even those uninvolved can become victims. In this double murder in Sydney, a father and son were gunned down in broad daylight in a gangland shooting. The son, Salim, was entangled in criminal activities, but his father had no connection to that world. In the footage, a determined gunman is seen running towards the passenger side of a parked truck.
So determined that he fell over, got up, and had time still to shoot them.
He even stumbles but quickly recovers, firing multiple shots through the window at both men, ultimately ending their lives.
It was an atrocious act. It was a barbaric and brazen murder.
This chilling footage captures the moment of a young man as two men storm into the restaurant where he's working, chasing him through the establishment until he's cornered at the back, where he's ultimately stabbed. What makes this even more heartbreaking is that, on the right side of the frame, another person in the restaurant is seen trying desperately to save the man's life, but tragically is unable to do so. Earlier CCTV footage from an alleyway shows the two attackers, likely planning their next moves, with one of them pulling out a knife in anticipation of the assault. In May 2023, a 16-year-old boy tragically lost his life due to a fatal case of mistaken identity. In this CCTV footage, he is seen peacefully walking down the street, completely unaware that his life is in danger as his killers follow closely behind. Ronan Kanda was on his way home when two masked men, having mistaken him for someone else, chased him down. Ronan was struck twice and ultimately succumbed to his injuries. Similarly, this incident unfolded tragically due to mistaken identity. A man named Sohail lost his life simply because he was driving a particular car, a silver Volkswagen. The gunman had previously been involved in an altercation at a nearby gas station captured on CCTV, where he argued with a group who also drove a silver VW. Mistakenly identifying Sohail as one of them, he chased him down and murdered him in cold blood.
Slowly walk towards me, do it now! Pause ID. Pause ID. Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. I'm going to come to your right. Turn around. Step backwards. Stand still. Move this way. Hands on your back now.
On April 18th, 2023, Kevin Ward was tragically murdered by a teenage boy and a man wielding a machete.
I don't do that! Don't do that! Wait! Don't fucking do that! Wait! Yeah, it's fucking enough! And keep taking.
In this CCTV footage, Kevin's desperate cries for help can be heard as he tries to escape the relentless machete attacks.
Come in! Yeah! What? Why again?
He ran for a considerable distance, attempting to evade his attackers, but was eventually struck by the machete, a blow that ultimately cost him his life.
Walk down the stairs now! Leslie, your option, please. That's prep, Leslie. Leighton! Walk towards me! Walk towards me! Keep walking! Keep walking! Pause ID! Pause ID!
So what's going on? Y'all are separated, or what's the deal?
We have filed for divorce.
Okay.
Living in the same house. It's hell on earth, as you can imagine.
Okay.
But anyway, woke up this morning. We have travel plans to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And he's insisting that I don't go.
Okay.
And then I have my keys. He moves me out of the way, starts trying to unload my car. Tells me he owns the car, he owns the rights to it. Just got super aggressive, and that's when I called immediately, because he's been physical before, and I'm just not doing that.
So are you just wanting to leave, or is he supposed to be going with you?
Yeah, we're supposed to be going with our kids.
Okay. All right.
So I don't know that's what I was asking dispatch, like what y'all can do if there's even, but of course now he's inside acting.
I mean, I don't know what it is that you want us to do. I mean, if y'all have filed for divorce and y'all are going on a vacation, other than telling him he needs to calm down, I don't personally recommend you go on a vacation if there's an issue like that and y'all have filed for divorce.
Right.
I mean, it's obviously a hostile situation. Right. So is there a way that you can go without him, or? I mean, the best thing, what we're going to do is tell y'all that y'all need to separate.
Right.
I mean, has he put his hands on you that, have y'all been physically aggressive today? I mean.
No, just besides him moving me out of the way of my car to get to it.
Okay, what do you mean he moved you out of the way?
Like pushed me out of the way so he could get to my car and start unloading it.
Okay. We're going to need to talk to him then.
In this body cam footage, we witness just how manipulative someone can be when police arrive to find Lindsay and Robert Shiver arguing over their upcoming travel plans. Lindsay, who had intended to go on a couple's trip with her younger boyfriend, called the police, alleging that her husband had pushed her.
Okay, so what's going on this morning?
So for the last 3 weeks, maybe longer, she's had her couple's trip planned with her boyfriend to go to Key West.
Okay, but she just said you're going.
That was to Key West.
But they don't.
I'm taking my kids, my 3 boys, to the Bahamas this morning.
Our kids.
Our kids. Yesterday, she sent a message saying that she's going to change her plans and now get on the airplane with me and the kids to go to the Bahamas.
But I own too, by the way.
And when we land, she's going to go to her boyfriend.
Elsewhere.
And me and the kids are going to our house. And I told her I'm not supporting that. And you're not getting on the airplane. That can mess with the kids' heads. And it's just something we're not going to do. Well, I own 50% of an airplane. She, on paper, owns 25 of that. And majority owner, the other 50% owner, and myself are both in agreement to not have her on the airplane. So 75% says we don't want you on the plane.
That doesn't mean you get aggressive, push me out of the way, start unloading my car.
Push you out of the way?
Yes, at the back of the car.
Okay, Lindsay, I did not push you or anything.
He doesn't want me to go.
I raised the back to grab my kids' suitcases.
With a locked car.
So we could leave. That's all it is.
Okay. I'm going to tell you both, like I told you a minute ago, y'all are filed for divorce, okay? In situations like this, the best thing that we always recommend is y'all separate.
However, the situation quickly took a dark turn when officers discovered that Lindsay had been plotting to murder her husband, Robert, following the recent divorce filing. Lindsay was soon arrested alongside her boyfriend and a hitman, Farron Newbold Jr. She had sent Farron a photo of her husband with 2 chilling words: "Kill him." Although Lindsay's murder plot was foiled, her intent to end her husband's life was enough to land her in jail. Knowing her sinister plans, this footage becomes even more unsettling as it captures her calculating expression, seemingly plotting her husband's demise. Few things in life are more painful than witnessing the suffering of a loved one, making this incident all the more heartbreaking. Ryan Carson's girlfriend could do nothing but watch as a stranger took her partner's life right before her eyes. The couple had been quietly waiting for a bus when an aggressive stranger approached, kicking down parked scooters and shouting in their direction. In an attempt to protect his girlfriend, Ryan stepped between them, unaware that the confrontation would escalate to a fatal outcome. He was stabbed in the heart, sustaining an injury with no chance of survival.
Brian! I'm so sorry. Go watch him, go watch him.
Please nobody, please nobody. Hey, is this blood? Does this look like blood to you? Or am I just tripping? Bloody footprint? You see this right here? Could possibly be blood. Footprints on the back. Hey, who did that? Taylor, how's it going? Officer Russell with the Green Bay Police Department. Just make sure you ain't got nothing on you here. With Taylor. Contact with Taylor. Taylor, you have one more for your wrist. Just put your hands behind your back, please. Anybody else in your partner? You got blood on your hands here too. No, on your hands. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to. What apartment is it? What apartment are you in? Do you have Adam 3 come up? Get out here.
This chilling body cam footage captures Taylor's business moments after she allegedly murdered her partner, Chad Therian.
You, come over here. 2 more will be fine. If 84 is here, you have contact with the male. Walk out towards me. Have a seat. Have a seat. Get out of the garage. Who else is in the apartment? Be straight up. Tomes? Who else? Just Tomes? Is he armed? Nobody's armed? Nobody's armed. You sure? I'm sure.
With her hands still stained with red blood, Taylor stands by as police search her van and apartment for evidence.
Negative, we got it up here.
It doesn't take long for them to find what they're looking for, as blood is discovered on Taylor's clothing. Yet, despite the horrific crime she committed, Taylor appears stoic and unfeeling, showing no trace of remorse, even as she confronts her own downfall. It was an otherwise quiet Sunday in August 2016 when this unsettling CCTV footage was captured. A man is seen walking alone down the street, accompanied only by a bird trailing him and a suitcase he's dragging behind. He walks a few blocks with nothing unusual at first glance. It may even seem like a mundane scene, but the chilling truth is that his suitcase holds far more than clothes. It contains the dismembered body parts of his ex-girlfriend. This disturbing pattern seems to emerge when couples fail to resolve their conflicts peacefully. In more than one instance, men have resorted to extreme methods to end relationships or arguments, using a suitcase as a grim means of disposal. In this footage, Ashwin Dondia is seen dragging a suitcase down the street. Inside it was the body of Kiran Dondia, who had just been strangled to death. Reports suggest that Ashwin faced eviction from the home they once shared after their breakup, leading him to take drastic actions to prevent that outcome. It's chilling to think that so many passerbys and nearby drivers were completely unaware of the horror concealed within that suitcase as he moved down the street. If the previous clips weren't unsettling enough, this one might truly make your stomach churn. In this footage, a woman walks down the street without a care, one arm casually outstretched as if on a leisurely stroll. But here's the truly horrifying part. In her hand, she holds a bag containing the severed head of her mother, whom she had just brutally murdered. She strolls down the street with it as if it were nothing more than a bag of groceries. The motive behind a killer's actions isn't always clear, but in this incident, it's blatantly obvious and fueled by pure hatred. The CCTV footage from June 2017 begins with Darren Osborne sitting in a pub, hunched over a piece of paper that would later be revealed as a hate letter targeting Muslims. Shortly after finishing the letter, Darren got into his rented van and drove directly into a group of Muslims leaving a service at the Finsbury Park Mosque. His actions injured 9 people and took the life of Makram Ali. This hate crime, which has devastated countless lives and continues to haunt the victims' families, is captured in stark detail, illustrating the horrific depths of one man's hatred. In the deadliest mass shooting in the Czech Republic's history, 14 people were killed and 20 injured when a university student opened fire at Charles University in Prague. Although the suspect's motives remain unknown, this chilling footage shows him positioned on the roof, aiming down his sights and firing directly into the crowd below. Police body cam footage captures the officer's approach to the shooter, only to discover that he had taken his own life before they could reach him. Just hours before the tragic attack at the Manchester Arena in 2017, CCTV footage shows the suspect, Salman Abedi, shopping at a local convenience store.
Looking at that CCTV, it's the same guy that's been in the shop several times in the past. He looks exactly like the guy that they're saying that has done the bombings. His eyes stand out so much from the guy that we recognise from the past. It makes me feel quite scared, really, especially being as we're all so close in this shop. We're like a small family. We all get along, all our regular customers, especially the customers that live in the same building where he could be making this bomb.
The store clerk who provided the footage mentioned that Salman was a regular customer, and on this particular visit, he purchased tuna, almonds, cleaning products, and air freshener. What makes this so haunting is that Salman appeared to be engaging in a completely ordinary activity. His shopping list was unremarkable, and the clerk, who had spoken to him many times, had no indication of what he was capable of. Yet, just hours after this footage was captured, he would be responsible for the deaths of 22 innocent people at the Manchester Arena.
Oi! You stand still now! Don't you do it on there! Stand still now! Don't you do it on there! No! Stop! No, I'll kill you. Stop! Put that knife down now! Put it down! Put it down! Put it down!
In this unsettling video, a man named Ken Arslan can be seen approaching his neighbor's property armed with a knife. He's trailed by an off-duty police officer wielding a makeshift wooden weapon, who yells for him to stop. Why?
Get over! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get off the door! Lock the door! Lock the door! Lock the door!
Just moments earlier, Arslan had allegedly stabbed another neighbor 27 times, and it seems he intended to do the same to this one. Despite the officer's attempts to intervene, Arslan manages to enter his neighbor Peter Marsden's home, inflicting 8 stab wounds before being forced out by the officer.
Lie down, cunt. Cunt, put lie down. Don't. Put lie down. Put lie down, cunt. Cunt, put it down. Cunt, we're not letting you hurt anyone else.
Perhaps the most chilling aspect of the scene, Arslan's complete calm after the attack. Instead of fleeing, he lights a cigarette in his victim's backyard and continues smoking, even as other neighbors armed with golf clubs confront him.
Yeah, I'm going in the not keeping.
In this gruesome and horrifying video, a simple sales transaction takes a dark and deadly turn. The footage shows several people gathered in a room, with one man holding an axe. The man on the couch had reached out, interested in purchasing the tool. But instead of demonstrating its use on wood, the seller swung the axe directly at his head. The sickening sound of the blade hitting bone is enough to send chills down your spine, making your stomach churn. The scene is disturbingly graphic, intensified by the blood-curdling screams of a woman in the next room who realizes the horror unfolding nearby. Paul Greenfield, a family man described as caring by those who knew him, worked at a crisp factory in Stockton. Each day, he commuted to and from work on his 125cc motorbike. Here is Paul riding home after his shift on June 8, 2023. On his way home that day, he crossed paths with a man whose actions would irrevocably alter his life. Aaron Dunlop, 30, had been spending considerable time drinking at the George and Dragon pub in Stockton. After initially leaving the pub, he picked up a friend and returned to continue his heavy drinking. Dunlop, wearing a blue top, is seen entering the pub with his friend. According to records, he downed 11 whiskeys and the local cocktail known as a Jaeger bomb. By 9:20 p.m., with alcohol clouding his judgment, Dunlop left the pub and took the driver's seat of his Audi A5, showing the first warning sign of danger. The reckless speed at which he left the parking spot was the second. Unfortunately, Peter Greenfield was on his way home at that very moment, and the drunken speeding Dunlop collided directly with his motorbike, killing him instantly. Dunlop showed no remorse. Rather than checking on the life he had just taken, he revved his engine and fled the scene. He was later apprehended at Newcastle Airport, where he was preparing to board a flight to Alicante. A judge at Teesside Crown Court sentenced him to 12 years in prison for the tragic and senseless death of Peter Greenfield. Connor Gibson and his sister Amber had a difficult start in life. Born into a troubled home, They were removed from their parents at ages 5 and 3, entering the foster care system. They were taken by the Nevin family, who hoped to provide a stable path for them. However, something went wrong, and Amber left the Nevin household at age 14 to live at the Hill House Children's Home. Connor remained with the Nevins for another year until he turned 18. It was at this point that their lives took a tragic turn. While at Hill House in early 2021, Amber endured a traumatic experience. She was sexually assaulted by a known sex offender, Jamie Stars. One might think that this was the peak of her suffering, but more tragedy lay ahead. On Friday, November 26, 2021, Connor called Hill House asking to meet Amber. Though they hadn't been living together, the siblings stayed in touch. However, their relationship wasn't always stable, and Ian Curry, the manager at Amber's home, even advised her against meeting him. But family ties are hard to ignore. The siblings were later seen walking along the streets of Hamilton. Hours later, Connor returned along the same road alone, looking disheveled and worn. What had happened, and where was Amber? That night, Amber was reported missing. Her last known post, a selfie with her brother captioned, "My big bro." 2 days later, Amber's body was discovered in the bushes of Cadzow Glen, naked, with signs of sexual assault and severe trauma. She had been strangled, with evidence of blunt force injury to her head, her clothing discarded nearby. Following her death, Connor posted a tribute. "Amber, you'll fly high for the rest of time. We will all miss you, especially me. I love you, Ginger Midget." Here is footage of Connor returning home, disposing of the clothes he wore on that fateful walk. Later, DNA testing revealed Connor's DNA on Amber's underpants, found among her discarded clothing, while the clothes he attempted to dispose of also bore traces of Amber's blood and DNA. Jesus Cruz was 20 years old when this tragic incident occurred in 2021. Cruz had been drinking heavily and was completely intoxicated. Despite the well-known danger of driving under the influence, he got behind the wheel. What followed was both heartbreaking and enraging. He crashed into an apartment where a 16-year-old was sleeping, with a 12-year-old also present in the home. Here is Cruz being interrogated by the police.
It's really quick. What is your name, sir? Jesus. Jesus? What's your last name, sir?
Do I have to answer this, bro?
Yes, sir. What's your last name?
Do I have to answer?
Yes, sir. At the moment, yes, sir.
I don't remember.
You don't remember your last name? No? Okay. How old are you? Do you know your date of birth?
December.
Just lean against the unit. Just lean against it right there. I don't want you to fall. Was there anyone else in the vehicle with you? It was just you? Okay. Right now we'll go ahead and check up on paramedics will check you up, okay? So what's your you don't remember your last name?
Cruz had so much alcohol in his system that he couldn't recall his birth date or address.
What's your date of birth? December what?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Where were you going to?
I was on home.
What's your address?
I don't remember.
You don't remember your address? Where were you coming from?
From home.
From home? And you were going home? So where's home?
It's that way.
That way? In San Juan?
Right now we have one juvenile.
So what's your address in San Juan? You don't remember? So if you were going home, then where were you coming from? Does anything hurt?
The only detail he managed to remember was his name, but he slurred, swayed, and displayed all the typical signs of intoxication.
What's your name, man? Jesus. But what's your last name? Cruz. Sit down. I don't want you to fall. Sit down.
My foot hurts, bro. My foot hurts too much. All right.
Unsurprisingly, Cruz failed the field sobriety test administered by officers. It was evident he wouldn't pass as soon as you saw him.
The ambulance coming, man. The ambulance coming.
Are you gonna look at the tip of my pen?
I'm looking at the tip of the pen and just.
All right. The ambulance is coming. Just keep your hands to your side. Look at the tip of my pen with your head.
I am, bro.
All right. Well, that's all I need you to do. Look at the tip of my pen. Follow it with your eyes only.
At one point, he grew frustrated with the officers during the interrogation.
My nose, my face, my back.
Okay.
Are you guys gonna help me? Or are you just gonna ask me what hurts?
We're asking. We want to know what. Find out what.
Oh.
Throughout, Cruz seemed oblivious to the gravity of his actions, more focused on leaving the scene than on the individuals he had harmed.
So what's the point of the law if, like, you guys are gonna take me against my will, you know?
I'm not taking you against your will.
So if I don't want to go, what are you guys gonna do? Arrest me?
Yes, you'll be placed under arrest.
Against my will?
No, for DWI. Driving while intoxicated.
Against my will?
No, you'll be placed under arrest for driving while intoxicated.
All right, so if I don't get against my will, what are you guys gonna do then?
No, I'm telling you, you're being placed under arrest for driving while intoxicated.
As it is right now, you're
So
under arrest for
regardless-
driving while intoxicated. Okay?
All right.
So you're gonna want to go to the hospital in the ambulance?
You guys are gonna take me regardless, right?
Yes, you're still gonna go to the hospital.
Yeah, take me to the hospital.
So I'm asking you, you want to go to the ambulance? Or you
Yeah,
want
take me to the hospital.
I'm asking you, you want to go to the
Take me
ambulance?
to the hospital. Yeah.
Tragically, the teenager died on the spot, while the 12-year-old sustained injuries. Cruz later pleaded guilty to DWI, driving while intoxicated, and was sentenced to 20 years in prison.
There you go. Double lock.
Yeah, what's your freedom?
Sir. Come on, right over here. Yes, sir. Here, right this way, man. Watch it. Just careful. Right over here. Wait, I'm gonna go ahead and search your pocket. Do you have anything? You gonna poke me, stick me? All right.
The man in the video is 26-year-old John Jessup from Newark, Nottinghamshire. Though this footage was captured in Colston Bassett, 17 miles from Jessup's home. What was Jessup doing there? Between September 2021 and February 2022, Jessup had dated an older woman, Claire Ablewhite, then 47. Their relationship ended over concerns about their age difference, but Jessup refused to accept it. Just a week after the breakup, Jessup was caught on camera loitering around Claire's neighborhood, where she lived with her 3 children. Here's footage of Jessup stopping at a shop to buy a pastry, seemingly to fuel himself for the dark intentions he harbored. This footage later helped police identify and arrest him. After leaving the shop, Jessup headed to Claire Ablewhite's home, where he attacked and fatally stabbed her. Her devastated father later discovered her body, prompting a swift police investigation. By analyzing dashcam and CCTV footage, authorities traced Jessup's journey, revealing that he had cycled the 17 miles from Newark to Colston Bassett. The entire event was captured on a neighbor's CCTV camera, which showed Jessup stowing his bicycle nearby and later retrieving it after the murder. Police followed his movements from the shop where he bought the pastry back to Newark. Jessup was soon arrested and charged with Claire's murder. He pleaded guilty and was sentenced to a minimum of 17 years and 8 months in prison. This incident is one that lingers, leaving you heartbroken by the victim's tender age and the depth of the tragedy. Moments after the crash, 35-year-old James Davis is seen running from the scene, not fleeing but appearing distressed and shaken by the devastation he caused. James had been speeding, reaching 60 miles per hour in a 30-mile-per-hour zone when he lost control of his vehicle. After hitting an oncoming car, he swerved and crashed directly into the pram of a 2-month-old baby. The child died instantly, and Davis ran wildly, seemingly lost in his own panic and shock. 40 minutes later, he called the police and turned himself in. In court, he was found guilty of dangerous driving and sentenced to over 6 years in prison.